Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm here to do some scrap busting with my Edith Holden scraps. So hopefully you caught my intro video recently where I'm starting a new project, and usually I scrap bust at the end of a project, but apparently I was very lazy last time I was working with Edith Holden. So I had a whole bunch of picture scraps and an even bigger bunch of text scraps from the Edith Holden books. So I thought today I would do some scrap busting. So apparently for this project I'm going to top and tail with scrap busting. So hopefully I do scrap busting at the end of the project as well. And I've also got just this bag of random bits and bobs, packaging, leftovers, book page ephemera. There's all kinds of different things in here that I thought would go well with this project that I want to turn into useful Edith Holden themed ephemera. So from that I've just pulled out a little handful of things because it's going to be a shop your trash today as well as a scrap busting session. So without further ado, I think we're just going to get into it because yeah, I don't know how many things I'm going to get done, but I'm just going to give it a go and go from there. So this is the bottom of an envelope that I've used at some point. So I thought if I can find a nice bit of text scrap that will fit, then yeah, I'll just cover this first and go from there really. So, you know, I have a vague plan for today, but it is rather vague because, you know, the thing with scrap busting is, and with shop your trashes, both types of session, you do just get sort of random stuff, don't you? Which is all part of the fun of it. I love this type of thing. So, you know, it is rather enjoyable. But it does mean that it's a craft along with me as opposed to I'm making something very specific type of video, you know. So, but for those of you who enjoy this type of session, hopefully you will enjoy hanging out with me today. And I must say, I am very, very happy to be working with Edith Holden again. Ooh, try not to cut through the envelope, Justine. There we go. Yeah, very, very excited to be working with Edith Holden again. That's that. Make sure I didn't, I thought I went through the envelope at one point. I'm using the bluntest scissors ever. And apparently they don't want to cut at all today. There we go. So simple, just gonna start with that. Now, I need to decide whether to put a thumb notch in this or whether I'm going to use some of this, because it's only a diddy pocket. But actually, if I did that, then I wouldn't have to do anything else to it. So that would be, you know, a nice quick win, I think. So let's do that. Now, obviously, this is just a little pocket. I'm going to be doing another Shop Your Trash session for the Edith Holden series very soon. So I actually think this will probably end up on one of those pieces next time. So I'm kind of just going to go with this project bit by bit. It's my least planned that I've ever been in a while, because I didn't really know what journal I was going to work on next. And then, as I said, I was sitting down to look at some projects that I had started, and I had the ring-bound journal that I've decided to repurpose for this project. But it has actually, as can be expected with me, it is me after all. Things have actually morphed since then, and I now have some other Edith Holden journals planned, because I've been doing a little bit of a sort out today, and yeah, it ended up being, well, there's going to be a lot more to it. So then I've got this, I think it was like, you know, tear off type papers that came out of it. And I mean, there's a number of things that you could do with it. but I actually like the idea of it being some kind of flip out. So I want to cover up the spine because we have the branding there. And I am partly wondering whether I can get away with just using washi. This is actually some Edith Holden washi that I've got, Country Diary washi. So that just fits. I'm hoping that will be enough to cover up the branding. Let's just see what happens. And then I might just put another bit on it. Because, you know, after all these things need to be used. Yeah, so you have to excuse me if I'm a little bit unrehearsed. There we go. Oh yeah, that's covered up the branding nicely, and then you've got this nice little edging. It's very bright today with the sun absolutely streaming in. So hopefully you can see okay on the screen. Alrighty, so shall we think about using one of these nice images? So I'm just holding this scrap up to the light because I want to see what you get. So I'm just going to have a little mosey on through my scraps. As I said, it would be nice to get a lot of these things used. Oh, he fits really nicely on there, I think. I think you just lose part of his tail though, so I'll save that for something else. And then that's a bit big, isn't it? I want something little. What does that do? Oh yeah, let's go with this. As I said, all these things want using. That birdie will get used for something, I promise. Whoop. Gosh. So I've got to think about what I'm going to do to the back of this because, you know, ideally with flip outs, we ideally want it to flip out to reveal something. Okay, I'm just holding it up to the light. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get the best of the picture in. So I think holding it up to the light just helps you a little bit with that. Yeah, so as I said, normally you have a flip out, you know, it ideally will reveal something. So I need to think about what it should reveal. But yeah, what was I saying about the project has morphed. So now I'm going to be working on, you know, a few journals, Edith Holden themed journals. I'm just making sure I don't snip into my little spine there. That's that. And then yeah, I just kind of thought, you know what, I just want to start making some ephemera, you know, just get going really. And I thought before I have a chance to change my mind, I would just, yeah, get a move on. So I'm just putting some more washi just there. It's quite thin washi, so I'm just making sure that everything's got enough on it. Okay. Oop, she says. Maybe I should have used glue. Might have to add some. Oh, that's not sticky at all. Oh, that's really not sticky. Oh no. I don't know what's happened. It's lost its stick. Huh. Oh no. I have to figure something out with that because it's kind of, the glue is like, oh, I don't know. I'll figure that out later. I won't worry about it just yet. Okay, so I'm going to round the corners. I know that much already. And I'm thinking it's going to want like a label or something, or maybe an extra butterfly. So I will have a think about that in a minute. I've got to think about what it's going to open up to. like it could open up into a little tuck spot, which might be fun. So I think on the inside I'm going to see if I've got a text scrap that will fit, just to cover that up. So let's see what I've got. Aha, that'll do, perfect. And then I'll just hoink that up over to the crease. You won't see obviously this section, this will be hidden underneath whatever it is that I'm going to be attaching this to. I've got various packaging and stuff that I've pulled out, which I'll be using next week as well. So yeah, as I said, I imagine a few of these pieces will end up on there. Lovely. Okay, cool. So as I said, blunt scissors. Yeah, so I'm sorry if I seem a little bit not completely rehearsed. As I said, with Shop Your Trashes and this kind of session, scrap busting, it's one of those you're not really sure what's going to happen type things, and it's fun just to get on with it and see what happens really. So it's fun for me, and hopefully fun for you. Fingers crossed I can actually get something done in a decent amount of time. Okie dokie, so we have got a little flip out. So I want some kind of label on it. So I've just found a label and a butterfly. So I'm going to pop the label in the middle like so. And then I'm just going to pop this little butterfly in that blank space. Say it's a butterfly, I actually think it might be a moth, but that's fine. Yeah, there you go, that's my little front. And then on the inside, I was thinking about doing some kind of little tuck spot. And I've got some of these little chipboard pieces from, I believe it's Hobbycraft that did these. Anyway, and I thought I could turn this one into just a little tuck spot. It won't fit masses in here, it'll be you know, just some little tickets or something. There we are. As I said, only for a little something, but I think that looks quite pretty. And then I could do with a word to go with it. Got meadow here, which I think would be just fine. Not sure if those are meadow flowers, but that doesn't bother me if they're not. Let's give this a go. Should we have you? I'm not sure now. Oh no, I'm going to want to use another butterfly, aren't I? I tell a lie, I don't want a butterfly. I think I'll actually add a label there, similar to what we've got on the front, but I need to cut some more out, so that will have to wait. But now, as I said, we've got this little tuck spot, which I will pop some kind of like tickety type thing in there. Those are too big, which I'll need to tell a lie, I don't think a butterfly actually. I think I want some kind of number or label to go just there. But I need to do some more fussy cutting, so that will have to wait. But there we go, that is something. We've got a little flip out with a cute little tuck spot on the back, which will be interesting to use. And then I may very well do a little bit of stenciling just on the plain bits, maybe. I'll see how I feel later. Okay, so that's that one. And then whilst I was busying about with butterflies, I found one of these chipboard pieces and was wondering if I could use this on this pocket with this word. So just because I felt like it wanted a little something something. So if I pop that there, just hold it down for a bit because obviously the crochet is quite thick on there. There we go. Just thought it would be more interesting than keeping it plain. And then just mosey on in there. There we go. So as I said, that was the envelope bottom, which is now a little pocket to go on something else. So that's a couple of pieces more or less finished. So what should we do next? I've got this, it must have been some kind of packaging, but it's got an interesting texture on it. But I am going to attempt to use some more scraps. So let's do this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that scrap the whole way down just to get it all used up. And then I suppose I'll be doing some kind of collage-y type thing on the tag. Sorry, I'm just flicking glue at myself. Alright, let's put this in. Oh, that's a lovely fit. I nearly don't have to do hardly any cutting around that. It's like it was meant for it. Oh, I do so enjoy scrap busting. You know, when I actually sit down to do it, because you know, you can really make the scraps work for you, and you know, at the end of the day, I'm just covering stuff, which is a great way to scrap bust and also bust through your packaging and leftovers. But you know, you can sort of, yeah, you can really have a nice bit of fun with scraps. I think anyway. I think so. Okay, so I'm using my blunt scissors again. Oh my goodness me, this is terrible. Okay, so somewhere in there we've got this thing which I will draw around later, because I would like to keep that. I think that would be quite interesting. So that is about there. So I just need to bear that in mind when I come to put stuff on this. So I am getting my fingers full of glue. I'm just trying to move things across so I can get into the scrap box, because I'm thinking I would quite like to be able to mix something else with the Edith Holden text in the background to make it more interesting. So I'm just having a route around to find something. Let me see. Okay, this music was just asking to be used because it kind of jumped out at me. So I'm going to just go ahead and glue that down the side. I have done, when I last worked on Edith Holden, I did do a whole video on making tags, and I think I did something similar then with the Edith Holden text and music sheet, and it was quite a nice mix. So I'm hoping I'll be able to make something, you know, similar to that. But I did a whole video, I did a whole bunch of them rather than just one measly tag. I did a whole bunch. So I do have an Edith Holden playlist from the last time that I worked on some projects. So I will link that down below for you in case you'd like to see what else I've made in the past. I made some beautiful file folders. They were a lot of fun to make, and it's nice actually because people still find them today, you know, and still enjoy how they look. Right, so I'm thinking I want a botanical, and I've got a whole selection here. They're not just Edith Holden. I've pulled out things that I think would work with her. So let me see if I can find one that I like. I found these vintagey stickers, and I think that is a really nice fit. And then I just opened up the hole again. I haven't done it especially neatly. I do need to do it a bit neater, but it was so that I could you know, see the whole thing together. And then I've just got this little label from Collage Type. She did some really nice green ones. So I just wanted to pop that there. Lovely. And then obviously I need to back the tag, and then as I said, I need to cut around it a little bit neater, which I'll sort out off screen. But essentially I've got a pretty tag. So that's 3 pieces. Hoping I'm doing alright for time. I haven't really been keeping an eye on it. So what should we do next? Alright, so I've got this packaging, which is just a little pocket, and I was just looking at this this bird, and it fits absolutely perfectly on there, so I think that is going to be a winner. And then as I was going through the scraps, I saw this again, and I thought actually I'm just going to go ahead and straight away just make it into a tag, because it's just the right sort of size for that, really. Okay. Right, so let's get this bird where I want it. So again, I'm just using the light to help me see. There we go. Oh goodness, I feel like I'm not really working through these scraps particularly quickly, but I have got, as I said, I do want to do another video which will use up the scraps as well, so you know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just like, you know, you look at this pile of scraps and you think, oh, there's not too many there, I'll be all right, I'll get those blasted through in an hour, and then you think, well, actually the pile is bigger than what you realise, isn't it? It's my own fault. As I said, you know, usually it's a good idea to scrap bust at the end of a project. But yeah, for some reason I didn't. I presume because, you know, sometimes I get to the end of a project and I've kind of had enough, you know. You've kind of done that theme to death a little bit. Sort of thing, you know, that sort of mentality, isn't it? I'm sure I'm not the only one. It's a bit, oh, I'll keep that one out, that's a maybe. I'm just trying to match the colourway, because I've got all different books here. Is that one gonna fit? Because I've got random holes in it. No, that's too small. I was just looking at this one because actually it's got the July on there, which is kind of nice actually. Okay, right, let's go forward. I'm probably going to use crochet as well, and beyond that, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to regret this, aren't I? I need to actually cut this down first. Right. Oh, getting a sticky mess. I'm far too excited to be crafting successfully. Right. Let's attempt not to stick the scrap to my trimmer. Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh, goodness. Oh, trust me. Okay, let's, oh, goodness, I'll have to clean that after. I just suddenly thought it's going to be absolutely impossible for me to try and cut around that top of that, you know. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on, as they say. Right, round 2. I'm just trying to get that July in the middle. That's it, middle-ish. And then, as I said, the crochet will cover up what I haven't covered. It's nice just to power through the packaging and stuff as well. You know, I do enjoy a little session like this every now and again where you just sort of sit down, you know, with some bits and bobs and you just go for it, you know, see what you can make. Yeah, lovely. Whereas if you just leave it for, you know, it's one of those things, it's batch work, isn't it? It's sort of, you know, doing the same sort of task all together, you know, not just sort of gets you in the frame of mind of scrap busting and using up packaging and stuff, you know, compared with trying to pull these things out as you're making other ephemera. It's you know, you get your head in the right frame of mind, doesn't it? There we go. Lovely. I'll keep that scrap. Alrighty. So now I think I'm going to round these top corners, make it a little bit softer looking. I mean, the good thing with the Edith Holden is, you know, it doesn't need a lot of embellishing, because you look at it and you just think, oh, doesn't it look so pretty? You can't really go wrong with Edith Holden, I don't think. So what am I going to do with it, if anything? There we are. I just went with the same flowers, which I think actually might be the flowers in the picture, and then just one of my little words, summer. And then I may very well add something else to the top there, but I want to see what it looks like once it's got, you know, something in the pocket. So I'm just going to put those to one side. So that's 4 pieces we've mostly done today. And then just to finish off, because I don't want to be here a terribly long time, I've got a series of these, which I think they were actually pockets once upon a time. They were like, you know, inside a book like this with a little pocket. And I think when I tea stained them, the glue came away. But I actually thought these would make fun little fold out writing spots, where it kind of looks like she's torn them out of her botanical nature notes book. That's kind of the thought that I'm going with. So I'm going to go with that as the idea, and then I want to just interest them up a bit. So I'm going to start with some tea rings and some splashes, so that it looks like, you know, she really has been using them. I don't know if I'm going to stick these down or if they're going to go in a pocket, so I'm just going to do the whole lot. And I'm going to try my hardest not to go completely overboard. I absolutely love this stunt, so I end up going a little bit overboard. And then I'm thinking I should do maybe a little tab on it, and then it would be a little bit more interesting. And I've also got a little thing there where I need to cover that up anyway. So I'm looking for something that will kind of go with Edith Holden. I've got... No, I never know how these tabs are supposed to work this shape. I haven't got the foggiest. I've actually got an Edith Holden, you know, cut from the book, so I might use that actually. So do that. I don't know if I'll put a tab on all of them, but I just wanted to on this one because, as I said, there was a little blemish I wanted to cover up. I think I can hear my dog growling downstairs. Not sure why. Oh, he's always going on about something. Oh, sorry if I've pulled my elbows in. The dog's put me off. And then I've just got these, I think they're like rub-ons. So I thought I would give a few of these a go. Just because, again, they're just things that want using. So let's do this. And then, you know, it can just be, well, as I said, it can be on the page, maybe, stuck down, or I can put them in pockets. I haven't fully decided yet. So these are rub-ons, so you just use the little like stick thing. And then fingers crossed. There we go. And the cool thing about rub-ons is they feel different to stickers, where they kind of almost become like one with the paper. It's quite unusual. Just wondering whether to have anything on it. I think that's the wrong size. Like it's too wide, I think. But I think I would potentially add a little label to it or something, and then it can be her notes about that particular month or day or what have you. So I'm just going to sit and do a few of those. So not quite a stash busting, but it does use up some stuff in my stash, which I've been meaning to use, so I'm happy about that. As I said, I'm going to try my hardest not to overboard it with this stencil. I just love it so much. It really adds something to a botanical type project. It really does. I just love it. There we go. I didn't go too overboard, and then whilst I've got it in my hand. There we go. I was a bit more reserved that time. Okay, so this is just one little fold out, so I think I will just go with one of these. And as I say, I've had so much of this stuff in my stash for a long time as well, so I'm sort of seeing this project as a little bit of stash busting as well, actually getting the stuff used. But yeah, I am sorry if this video is a little bit on the long side. Which way around? I think it's supposed to go that way. I kind of feel like that's a nice top one. I don't know why, it just looked like it might go better in the corner up here. Yeah, little riding spots. And then I've got a paper bag in my pile of stuff, but I think I'll get that done off screen. I'm just going to go ahead and do that now whilst I'm sitting here. I'll just be folding it up like a pocket, but you've already seen me do a pocket like that, so I figured, you know, it's probably okay for me to do that one on my own. There we go, just a little something. And then yeah, as I said, once I figure out where they're going, I think I'll put a tab on this one. Now, what are the chances I have another tab made from the Edith Holden pages? I didn't have one from the books, but I tell you what I did find. I found one of the tabs that I made with some scraps of circles. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of those. If I could get it to lay straight. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but adds a little bit of a quirkiness to it. And what do we want for here? I'm quite liking, oh actually there's a really nice pink one at the top there, let's go with that. Yeah, as I said, not everything will be Edith Holden in this project, because as I said, some of it will be just other artists and illustrators and supplies that really just go with her. Go with her drawings, so you know, nice vintage florals and things, because I've got a folder of Edith Holden bits and bobs that I want to get used up, but I want to really try very hard to use what I've got and not dismantle another book, because as I said, I'm stuck with a folder of papers that I didn't use the last time that I did Edith Holden, and so I would really like to be able to use those. Yeah, so as I said, I don't think those are the right length, but I do feel like it probably wants a little something up there, but yeah, there you go. So I'm going to leave it there, because as I said, I want to get this paper bag pocket done, so I'm just trying to get the book back under the desk. Yeah, so all it is, it's just going to be me turning up the bottom of it and then putting a scrap there and a scrap down there, but you've seen me do that a few times now, not necessarily with paper bags, but that kind of pocket you've seen me do. So I've got 3 little writing spots. What else did we get done? Oh yes, we've got the envelope pocket, which will go on something next time. We've got the little flip out with that will be a tuck spot, and as I say, I'll add a number label there. We have a tag. I just need to back it and probably put something in the topper, and then we've got a pocket made from some packaging. So we made a few things today. I did not get through my scraps, as to be expected, I never do. But as I said, I'm going to sit here and do that paper bag. Lost it. There we go. Get that done. And then next week, I have no idea where they've gone. I've probably buried them under something. I've got some packaging which I thought some of these things might go with. So I suppose it will be almost like a part 2 to today, but it will be a standalone video. So I hope to see you for that. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me, even if it's just a case of seeing the Edith Holden scraps. Aren't they a joy? And yeah, I hope that you all stick around for this Edith Holden project as I work on some folios and journals and fun things. So thank you then so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. Bye bye for now.